honoring resilience.
It takes the black woman, like literally, it took the black woman to birth this nation and feed this nation.
Honoring faith.
This isn't just a place to learn about God. This is also a place to say, now that we've learned about God, how do we go out and make that difference?
And honoring the entrepreneurial spirit.
One of the best, all homemade.
Tonight, Fox 40 celebrates Northern California's Black history, honoring the people, places, and institutions that help tell our shared story.
Now, a special presentation honoring Black history on Fox 40.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us as the Fox 40 team honors Black history tonight. I'm Sincere Tonsel. This month, Fox 40 is focusing on how the past and present meet in our various communities. We begin with a visit to church, and not just any house of worship. We're talking about the oldest historically Black church on the West Coast, established right here in Sacramento. Our Richard Sharp takes us to St. Andrew's African Methodist Episcopal Church and introduces us to a new pastor who hopes the church's history can make for a better future.
There are some traditions that haven't changed much in the 173-year history of the St. Andrew's AME Church in Sacramento. Like the singing that moves the soul.
And welcome to worship this morning.
The one thing that I hope we never lose
Can you lean in a little bit?
is the spirit that started this church.
Pastor Jason Thompson is probably the newest addition to the church that dates back to the Gold Rush era.
This is a great church.
It's surreal in that someone has selected you to be the leader.
As a new leader of St. Andrews, Pastor Jason hopes to build on its impressive foundation.
This isn't just a place to learn about God. This is also a place to say, now that we've learned about God, how do we go out and make that difference?
The land purchase.
Yes.
Oh, it used to look like this?
Yeah.
Explain to this.
And that's the church annual blue.
You've been in this location.
Walk down the halls with the Historical Committee of St. Andrews and you get the incredible story.
I think of it in terms of what it means for the community.
St. Andrews was formed in 1850, originally just a place for Black settlers, gold miners, and pioneers to meet in peace. It quickly became so much more. It was a place for some of the first organized political activity by Black people in California, focusing on civil rights, voting rights, and even hosting major events like the California Colored Citizens State Convention.
I come here, there is a connection of people throughout the denomination.
I'm already preaching, y'all. Yeah.
For those that grew up at St. Andrews, like Kimberly Washington,
You're loving your neighbor.
it's not just a church, it's home.
As it was 10 years ago, as it was 20, 40 years ago, and beyond when my grandmother first walked through those doors.
But time has a way of changing things, and it's noticed here at St. Andrews. More and more people are coming back to the faith.
I do feel as though there are people who come to worship every week who feel very much alienated. They feel beaten down by the systems and come and find a space where they belong, they feel free, they feel safe.
More importantly, how we should live and worship every day.
I think the messages that we give are reminders that we have to be kind, that we have to be loving, we have to be just.
And the person God intended you to be.
Well, the past here is historic. It's the future of St. Andrews that deserves attention.
It's the word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God.
In Sacramento, I'm Richard Sharp, Fox 40 News.
And our thanks to Richard for that report. St. Andrews has service every Sunday at 11 a.m. on A Street between U and V. Keeping our focus on faith, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. inspired millions around the world. Now his only granddaughter aims to pick up where he left off. Fox 40 contributor Donna Terrell caught up with 15-year-old Yolanda Renee King, who's released a new picture book as a tribute to her celebrated grandparents.
I am ready to keep my eyes on the prize that you set out before us with the power of your vision.
Words lifted off the page from the only grandchild of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as Yolanda Renee King reads from her new picture book, We Dream a World.
Yes, Grandma Coretta. Yes, Granddaddy Martin. I am ready.
She calls it a letter to her celebrated grandparents.
Let's talk about the book. What inspired it?
Well, I think that for a very long time, we've needed a message to the world of what type of world we can have. And I think that if you look at movements, it's led by young people.
This socially engaged 15-year-old
If I could speak to my grandfather today,
has been sharing her message to large crowds for years, including the one here with her mom and dad, Martin Luther King III, at the March on Washington.
I see you've been giving a lot of speeches. You like doing that?
So funny that you asked, because actually, if you ask my parents, I've always loved talking. I've always had something to say.
And she's saying it with passion.
I'm 14 years old, and I'm just getting started.
And conviction, speaking last year at an MLK program at Clemson University, taking on tough issues like homelessness and violence.
I know it is my duty as an American to use the platform given to me by my grandparents' sacrifices to uplift the voices of my peers.
I think I've always had a concern about these issues, and I've always heard his speeches playing around the house.
This young change maker says in her granddad's speeches and books are the answers to reimagine his dream.
He left us behind homework, and I feel like we've been procrastinating on that homework.
Andrea Waters King uses her wisdom to support her daughter. She recalls a reporter asking Yolanda if she wanted to pattern herself after Dr. King.
She thought about it for a few seconds and she quickly said, "Yes, I do, because those footsteps are important, but I want to make my own footsteps."
The book, a continuation of Yolanda's calling.
She described herself as like having an itch, that you just have to scratch.
I feel like I have an obligation to continue the work that he didn't quite get to, that he didn't get to reach.
We are going to be a great generation.
Blazing her own trail of social activism, Yolanda takes with her Dr. King's legacy.
We are ready to reach.
His name.
To rise, to sparkle like stars in a bold blue sky.
And his dream.
From today to tomorrow, we dream a world.
Yolanda Renee King never met her grandparents, but feels their spirit is always with her. Her book was released right before what would have been Dr. King's 95th birthday. We have much more to come tonight as we honor Black history. While we've all heard the troubling statistics about Black maternal health, we're taking a historical look in an effort to make sure mother and baby are happy and healthy. Next, what's being called a full circle moment when it comes to doulas. Plus, a trip to one of the oldest Black-owned businesses in Stockton for a taste of the Caribbean. Stay with us. Welcome back as Fox 40 honors Black History Month. I'm Sincere Tonsel. And as we celebrate Black history, we want to focus now on the strides Black Californians have made in business, helping to boost the economy of the entire region. In Stockton, there's a number of Black-owned businesses that have been operating for decades. But there's one restaurant, we're told, helps perfectly capture the entrepreneurial spirit. Our Melanie Townsend takes us to Delroy's Deli.
Yeah, come on in.
Nestled in the historic port of Stockton, behind these rustic blue and white walls, is a community staple.
Hey, Rich.
2 jerk chicken plates.
Delroy's Deli serves up classic American favorites and barbecue with a spicy kick.
Most people, they come for the Jamaican jerk chicken because that's something they don't get ordinary. These are jerk chicken with rice and jerk chicken with potato salad.
That famous jerk chicken is a point of pride for chef and owner Delroy Siblis. After spending decades in the restaurant industry working for others, Siblis came to Stockton in 2002, looking to add his own Jamaican pride to the area's culinary scene.
One of the best, all homemade.
And Siblis has no shortage of confidence in his signature dish.
My own marinade, it's good. But
the journey to this building on Fife Avenue and these loyal customers took a leap of faith.
My experience in the restaurant business has a lot to do with numerous restaurants and hotels. So when I moved to Stockton, after working as chefs I decided to get try my own business.
Delroy has taken several of our classes, which has boosted his sales.
The pursuit of success in a new city put Siblis on the radar of the African American Chamber of Commerce of San Joaquin County, where Delroy's Deli is now one of the longest standing members and has some big fans.
So I think it's the Jamaican accent.
For Chamber Executive Director and CEO Paulette Amos Gross, Siblis is representative of their goals in connecting and elevating Black-owned businesses that may otherwise be overlooked.
And when you have a group of people, like anything, one standing is small. When you get a group, 2 or 3 together, it promotes.
With these educational and networking opportunities, Siblis has been able to cook up delicious dishes for decades and thrive.
When I do these community events, like festival fairs, people line up just to get the food. That's what they go for.
He has an accent when he's talking, and he puts a lot of love into it.
With the support of this community, Siblis hopes hungry customers will keep walking through the door for that tasty jerk chicken, fresh sandwiches, and barbecue plates for years to come.
But it feels really, really, really great.
Thanks, Delroy.
All right, man, take care.
Delroy Siblis is one of the more than 250 members of the African American Chamber of Commerce of San Joaquin County. You can learn more about him and the Chamber in the special Black History section of our website, fox40.com. There you can find all of our reports as we celebrate the people and places that make up our community. As we continue to honor Black History Month, a look back at a celebration of emancipation to kick off the year. We'll take you to Stockton's Freedom Day Parade. And even before emancipation, there were a special group of people who were paid for their labor despite the tragedy of enslavement. How that piece of history is meeting the present for families right now.
The band is the radio station for the football game. We your radio station for the pep rally. We're the first line of pride.
While most people go to sporting events to watch the game at historically Black colleges and universities, the real show is the marching band. With their high energy and creative performances, bands like the one at Southern University in Louisiana travel the country and the world. Southern's Human Jukebox Band is also a big recruitment tool for the school. Student musicians say they take pride in being part of the unique band culture, something bigger than themselves. Welcome back to Fox 40 celebration of Black History Month. And speaking of celebrations, we want to take you back to January when Stockton marked the first of the year with Freedom Day. The community is celebrating 161 years of emancipation from enslavement. Our Zach Boetto takes us right along the parade route.
Hundreds of people showed up to participate in this parade and to watch this annual Freedom Day parade here in Stockton, all in the name of celebrating freedom here in the United States. January 1st, the start of the new year, and for many, a day to celebrate freedom.
This is considered as God's Appreciation Day because we was freed on this day from slavery.
In South Stockton Monday, the Freedom Parade making its way through the city on what's considered God's Appreciation Day, celebrating 161 years of freedom from slavery for African Americans in the United States. And neighbors of all ages showed out to see their community groups and businesses shed light on history.
Education is a key part to letting kids know where they come from and what their forefathers have done for them. That's my biggest thing about our young men, knowing who they are and what they represent. And so, yeah, we want to honor those people who were freed and emancipated at that time, and to also just bring out awareness that, hey, we're not trying to go back there.
According to the parade organizer, since the early 2000s, Ralph White, the first Freedom Day parade in Stockton was held back in the 1860s. Now, here in 2024, there are hundreds of participants turning out to celebrate and walk or drive in the parade that features dancers, athletes, churchgoers, lowriders, and many more, even a slave ship and 40 acres and a mule.
The parade is for the awareness of these young men and who they are and what they represent. But also, it gives us an opportunity to show the community that, we have young men that are doing positive things in our community.
Ralph White says the parade has come a long way since its inception, and going forward, he hopes it continues to grow.
It's the beginning, not the ending or nothing, but it's the beginning. And it's a great way to respect and thank God for freeing us on that day.
Our thanks to Zach for that report. Parade organizers say there is evidence that Freedom Day parades date as far back as the 1860s. The Emancipation Proclamation was issued in 1863. Community members say it's important to keep the tradition alive in order to shed light on our shared history. Well, there is a lot of work left to do to end the racial disparity in maternal mortality in California. As we honor Black history tonight, how a full circle moment is helping keep mother and baby healthy.
Or a Black organization. We've never done anything wrong to get into the news. We don't characterize ourselves as the bad guys. We were blessed to not ever lost a member through violence. We've never had any beefs with any other club across the country. So we get lost in the shuffle if we don't make the news.
You can certainly say they've made the news now. The Soulful Riders are the oldest surviving Black motorcycle club in Savannah, Georgia. The club came out of the civil rights era in the 60s and 70s. For nearly half a century, riders have traveled the country, creating a brotherhood with other Black clubs, which were a rarity at the time they were formed. This feature with our sister station in Savannah was their first television interview ever. There are nearly 50 members from all walks of life, and they're proud of their club nicknames like Chico, Junebug, Doughboy, and Fat Man. As we bring our focus on Black history to a close, just for tonight, did you know that even during slavery, the birthing process was considered so important that some enslaved midwives were paid for their work? And as you're about to hear from a group working in San Joaquin County, centuries-long traditions to ensure that both mother and baby are happy and healthy are having a full circle moment. Our Melanie Townsend has this story for us.
On the very last day of 2023, Kayla Woods was at risk of becoming part of a grim statistic.
I had a moment of scare during my labor when my blood pressure dropped.
While only accounting for 5% of pregnancies, Black women in California make up 21% of pregnancy-related deaths.
And the baby went into distress.
For Kayla, her blood pressure was beginning to plummet while in labor. That's when her doula, Crystal Thornton, spoke up.
There was a shift change, and there was a doctor who wasn't versed on what the situation was, and she spoke up, wait, what's going on? What's happening?
While this was Woods' 5th pregnancy, it was her first delivery with a doula.
She was there with me from the beginning to the end.
What was a new experience for Woods is actually a centuries-old tradition in Black communities.
Historically, it really just takes you back to comfort and community and the village, because we were delivering our own babies in huts.
Helping build this village are Tamisha Turner and Erica Dorsey, co-founders of Flourishing Families in San Joaquin County.
Making sure that in this area that there are resources for our Black families, our Black birthing families specifically.
This nonprofit works to bring focused and holistic maternal health care to the 21st century.
Historically, African American women had to rely on midwives. So there's a historical piece to midwives that is rooted in the Black experience. If you go back to the South, you had granny midwives. My great-grandmother was one.
From life in Africa and through the Middle Passage into slavery, doulas, midwives, or granny midwives were revered members of the community, seen as healers and spiritual leaders, and in some instances, these enslaved midwives were even paid for their labor, as documented on President George Washington's plantation, Mount Vernon.
It takes the Black woman, literally, it took the Black woman to birth this nation and feed this nation.
By the 1930s, this important practice began to change.
Over time, this became a monetized thing, and public health took over these types of positions and booted out granny midwives. It became something that you had to have a certification for.
While the persistent disparities in Black maternal deaths have lasted for decades, Turner and Dorsey are seeing a full circle moment when it comes to Black birthing.
In the past, probably 15, 20 years, you've really seen a resurgence, and specifically more now in the last 10 years, now that there's been a real emphasis on Black maternal health.
Erica mentioned that her grandmother was a granny midwife, so was mine. And so it just brings things full circle from our ancestors all the way up into this moment.
And just like how Dorsey and Turner were brought together by a shared mission, Crystal and Kayla came together.
He has a really cool birthday.
For the very important job of bringing little Messiah into the world.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. December 31st, 2023.
We want to thank the team at Flourishing Families for helping us tell such an important story. And we wanted to give you a little more insight on what motivates the work they do specifically for the communities they serve.
What's the big deal? Why is this important? Having to be in spaces where people were wanting us to make Black birth look prettier for them, or Black death not look so bad. Make it look prettier.
To find more information about their work and ways to support it, just log on at fox40.com or try our free Fox 40 app. Our Black History Month coverage does not stop here. This has only been a sampling. We'll be bringing you more stories right through the end of the month. To view all of our coverage, including reports from our Nexstar sister stations all across the country, you can head to fox40.com or again, download our free Fox 40 app. For everyone here at Fox 40, we want to thank you for watching and for sharing your stories. I'm Sincere Tonsel. Have a good night.